Hello friends, long time no see. My name is Shayla and today I'm here to do my birthday book haul for you because today is my birthday. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but that's okay. I've got a slew of books here for you. Some of them were bought previous to my birthday and the rest were for my birthday. And one of them I forgot to mention in a previous video. So let's start with that one, shall we? So the book that I forgot to mention in my previous video was There Once Were Stars by Melanie McFarlane. As you guys know, I have been shouting the praise of this book like all year since I read it in February. This book is absolutely fantastic. It is a great dystopian novel in a world where radiation is basically poisoned the outside air, so everybody lives within domes. So at least that's what Natalia Grace has been told her entire life. On her 18th birthday, in their culture, everything basically changes. Like, you're sent off to work, you don't go to school anymore. The government basically decides where you work from there. And it's really interesting and really intriguing. The characters are great and solid. This is a 4.5 star book for me. As you guys know, I've been talking about it all year. It is absolutely fantastic. I was so over the dystopian genre for a really long time until I read this book. And so I have to thank Melanie McFarlane not only for sending me this beautiful signed copy with this lovely annotation here, she also was such a sweetie and mentioned me in her acknowledgments. I was one of the first, I guess, beta readers she reached out to, and I had no idea when I got the book. But she is an absolute doll. This book is amazing, and I really want you guys to go and check this out. It's absolutely fantastic. You can find it on Amazon. There's also some giveaways and stuff going on with this particular book, because it's also part of the Booktube tours currently. So I will leave all of the information for the giveaway down below. Go and check out Melanie's book. It's absolutely fantastic. I will also leave Grace from Loving Dem Books channel down below because she's the one who organized Booktube tours, and it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so let's get on to the books before my birthday and then the birthday books. So one of the books that I picked up before my birthday, it was just kind of on a whim. It was on a way cheap deal. That is the paperback of After You by Jojo Moyes. This is the continuation of Me Before You. I'm really excited to see what happens afterwards. I like that they didn't just leave it where it was at, because I think the after effect of what happens in Me Before You will be really interesting to read about. So I'm super excited to read this. Next up, the fairy tale tellings continue with Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. This is a Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland retelling. I'm really excited to read this. April. Yes, let's do this. Another book that I want to buddy read with April that I picked up before my birthday is Everland by Wendy Spinelli. This book, one, is beautiful, deckled edges and everything, and it is a Peter Pan retelling, and I am really looking forward to reading this. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, it looks so good. So the next book is a book I got from my nephews for my birthday. I have 3 nephews. They are some of the most adorable human beings in my life, and they got me White Sand by Brandon Sanderson. This is Brandon Sanderson's first graphic novel. Now, there's a lot of criticism out there for this particular graphic novel, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Brandon is really strong with his stories through the middle and the end, and this is really just the beginning. So it's only the start of his work. I know there are going to be more, and I'm excited to dig in and get started in a new world with Brandon Sanderson. Next up is a book that I heard about through Sam from Thoughts on Tomes channel. I'll leave her channel down below as well. And it just sounded really, really awesome. And that is Arabella of Mars by David D. Levine. I don't know how he says it, so. This is basically like a space opera with space pirates and a kick-butt female character. Like, I am excited to read this book. Very, very excited. All right, so the rest of these books I actually picked out for myself for my birthday. My husband was wondering what to do for my birthday, and I said, honey, I just want money for books. He's like, really? You just want money for books? And I said, yes. So this is my pile of books that I picked out for myself with my budget for my husband. And it wasn't an astronomical budget. I mean, it's not like he gave me hundreds of dollars to buy books, but I am pleased with the bargains that I found. So let's dig into this. So this first book is actually one that I've read, but I knew I wanted to add to my shelves, and that is Life in the Lucky Zone by Patricia B. Tye. This is the second book in her Life in the Zone series, I guess. I'm not 100% sure what the series is called. I think it's called Life in the Zone, because the first book is Life in the No Dating Zone, which she sent me a physical copy of, and then she sent me the ebook copy of this book. But I loved this book even better than the first one, and so I bought a physical copy because I just needed it in my life. The main guy in this book, Burger, reminds me a lot of my husband, so I really, really loved this book. Alrighty, the next book is Emerge by Toby Easton. This is a mermaid book. That's about all I know about it, other than the cover is absolutely stunning. But I am super excited to dig into this book. This was released by Month 9 Books. Everything I've read from Month 9 has been fantastic. They're a smaller publishing group that doesn't get a lot of recognition here on Booktube in a lot of ways. So I am really excited to give this a read and let you guys know my thoughts. Alrighty, this next portion of this haul is going to be mangas, because I picked up a bunch of manga for myself when Barnes & Noble was having their buy two, get the third free going on in July. And so I'm going to let you guys know what I picked up. So the first one is a continuation of a series I've already been collecting, and that is Volume 4 of Death Note. As you guys know, I love this manga. It is absolutely fun. Death Note is about a young man named Light Yagami who is kind of bored with life, and one day he stumbles across this Death Note. What the Death Note is a notebook dropped by a Shirigami or Soul Reaper. Yeah, that's the other term. And basically in that they can write down people's names and they die. That's kind of how the Shirigamis work. And so Light ends up picking this up, and with this notebook he basically has the powers of controlling who lives and who dies. And so it's this great moral story of this young teenage vigilante, you could say, who is, off killing criminals through this Death Note. And the moral gray ground that they play in this manga is absolutely amazing. Next up is the collector's edition of Fruits Basket Volume 1. Fruits Basket is a manga that is brand new to me, but has been highly recommended by several groups of friends. So I am really excited to get into this. I don't really know a ton about Fruits Basket, so I can't really give you a description at this point, but I have heard nothing but good things. And I know that there's an anime as well of Fruits Basket. So I want to try reading it before I try out the anime and go from there. Next up is another continuation, and that is Fairy Tail Volume 12. You guys knew this one would be in here somewhere. I have to continue my journey with Fairy Tail and my collection of Fairy Tail. I adore the anime, I adore the manga, and I am excited to continue on. Next up is Volume 1 of Magi. Magi is about this young boy named Aladdin and his adventures in this land. He made one wish to a jinn, or a genie, and it's about how that wish comes true and the adventures that they go on with the other characters, and it's... I watched the first episode of the anime and I really liked it, so I really want to try out the manga series and see how it goes from there. The next one is another manga, and it is Let's Dance a Waltz Volume 1. This just looks like a fun little contemporary style manga that involves dancing, which I danced a lot in my younger years. I don't do it so much now, but I really enjoy it and the culture that it brings, and so I really think this manga will speak to that side of me. And last but not least, it's actually one that you've already seen because I kind of snuck it in and read it a little early, and that is Forget Me Not Volume 2. For those of you who saw my Booktube-a-thon wrap-up, you guys know that I threw this in at the end to hit 7 books because I wasn't feeling some of the other books on my list. So Volume 2 was great. I really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying this series, and I'm excited to pick up the next volume when I see it. Okay, the last 6 are all books that came from Book Outlet, so they're ones that aren't brand new, but I'm really excited to read them regardless. And this is another book that April and I have already talked about that we're going to buddy read, and that is Winter Spell by Claire Legrand. This is a Nutcracker retelling, which as you guys know, I'm way into retellings. I am really excited for a Nutcracker one. I'm only vaguely familiar with the story. I've seen the ballet, but you know, when it comes to the actual nuts and bolts of the Nutcracker, I know the basics, but I'm really excited to read a retelling and see somebody's play on those. I'm just so excited to read this, and the cover is this gorgeous shiny thing, and that just makes it even better. Okay, this next book is called The Night Garden by Lisa Van Allen. This looks like Labyrinth meets The Secret Garden kind of a thing. So basically it's this garden at night that's this huge labyrinth and this huge secret, and it just looks so good, and the cover's stunning, and I saw it, I read the whole description on Book Outlet, and I'm just like, this speaks to me. It just speaks to me. So I plan on reading this soon. Next up, I was able to complete a trilogy, and I picked up Lola and the Boy Next Door. So I now have Anna, Lola, and Isla, and I plan on reading them all soon, back to back to back, I'm hoping, so that I can just do a review on the entire series as I read them as a whole. And hopefully you guys will be able to see that sometime soon. I'll explain why life's gotten a little bit crazy, but anyway, yeah. The next book is Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I have heard nothing but good things about this series, so I really am excited to give this one a chance. You know, it's about somebody who flees on their wedding day. She's actually pursued by bounty hunters. Like, it's about this woman taking control of her life in a lot of ways, and even though there's a lot of crap that follows her, I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm super excited to read it. Next up is a very popular book for this year, and that is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. This recently hit Book Outlet, and I had been kind of sitting on it, like I didn't want to pay full price for it, and I just had all sorts of mixed feelings. I wasn't sure if I would like it, but a lot of people that I trust have read this and absolutely loved it. This book is very focused on female friendship, and there's a bunch of different kind of witches. The biggest complaint I've heard is everybody wishes there was a glossary of all the different types of witches and what their powers are. But anyways, this first book focuses on a truth witch and her story, and so I am excited to give this a read and learn what everybody's been talking about. And last but not least is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J. Rowling. This is her mystery series that she's come out with under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith. I've been really curious about it, but again, it's one of those things where I didn't want to spend a lot on it in case I didn't like it. But I was able to find it for like $1.50 on Book Outlet, because this is scratch and dent. It's a little roughed up here, but other than that, it's really in great condition. So I'm really excited I was able to find this for such a great deal, and I'll let you guys know my thoughts on it after I've read it. So guys, that's it. I didn't do a count on the books for you, so I have no idea, but all I know is it's a lot. So I'm also going to post a second video today of a life update and things that are going to be going on with the channel. Once that's up, I will link that down below, but go ahead and give it a glance, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. Happy birthday to me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!